Adolph came to Colorado. He immigrated through Baltimore Harbor. Coming through Golden, he found a wonderful source of water here. And some of his German friends in Denver said, well, you should start a brewery. So in 1873, he and a partner started Adolph Coors Company.
In 1874, the company was making 800 gallons of beer a day, and by 1890, Adolph was a millionaire, a U.S. citizen, and an award-winning brewer. Then came Prohibition.
Adolph had purchased a small pottery company here in Golden, and it became what is now called Coors Tech. That kind of helped us get through. We also used our malting facilities to make malted milk. And at one time, we were the largest supplier of malted milk to the Mars Candy Company. First Amendment, which repealed Prohibition, opened up the doors in 1934.
William Bill Coors joined the family business as a chemical engineer in 1939 and was elected to the board of directors in 1973.
Extraordinary growth and a lot of innovation in terms of brewing technology. Particularly Bill Coors was so focused on finding ways to be more efficient and do things better, and the development of the aluminum can.
It was so appealing that everybody had to convert whether they wanted to or whether they didn't. The consumer acceptance of that package was just the most unbelievable thing.
He developed a recycling program to return as many cans as we could possibly return.
I think the cans are to stay. Our average consumer lived 1,000 miles away.
So we developed what we called cold sterile fill packaging. We developed refrigerated marketing.
Peter H. Coors was born in Golden in 1946. After graduating from Cornell with an engineering degree, his first job with the company was in the waste treatment plant.
Was overpaid for the job, but it was a learning experience. And from there, through most of the aspects of brewing and the mechanical systems and so forth.
One historic event which changed the course of Coors was in 1978 when Pete led the family to coming out with Coors Light.
Pete was named chairman of Coors Brewing Company in 2002, but stepped down briefly while running for the Senate in 2004.
I was inspired really to I believe that I could make a difference.
He cares deeply about the community he lives in.
Boy Scouts, the Stock Show, CU Hospital, the Denver Art Museum Foundation, Colorado Succeeds.
Pete is also the president and trustee of the Adolph Coors Foundation,
which was founded after Adolph Jr. passed away. The fact that we've been able to build that foundation into an institution that's able to do good things for our community.
Well, everybody looks back at Coors Field now and thinks it was so obvious, right? In the Colorado Rockies, of course they were going to be a big success. And when Coors stepped up and said, all right, we'll pay the millions of dollars and we'll put our name on this field, that was a huge, a giant step in the credibility of the Colorado Rockies.
Adolph, Bill, my uncle, my dad Joe, left us all a legacy of not only in the business world, but in terms of our service to the community. You know, we only have so much time on the planet, and to do the best we can is and prepare the next generation is what we think is most important.
The Coors name was already a well-known one in Colorado when Bill was born in 1916. His father and grandfather had made the Golden Brewery, which began operating in 1873, a flourishing business. Bill went off to Princeton for an education. The family assumed he'd return to Golden after that. But when Bill Coors finished school in the Depression years, few of his classmates found solid work, and he didn't want to rely on the accident of childbirth.
I felt guilty about it. So I actually went out and got myself a job. I was a chemical engineer, and chemical engineers at that point were in demand. So I caught on with the DuPont company very, very easily.
But Bill says he didn't have the guts to tell his father, so he gave up on DuPont and came back to the brewery. However, it wasn't just to be steward of a business. Over the years, Bill Coors brought innovation and progress. He saw the need for the aluminum can. When others resisted, Coors introduced it by manufacturing it. He implemented a new method of filtration and packaging which eliminated the need to heat pasteurize the beer. And he established the now famous Coors Wellness Center for employees' use. But Coors never forgot the adversity that nearly cost his family its fortune.
If you were going to establish a long-range strategic business plan for your company, you would describe that plan in one word: survival. And then you would create your strategies to enable that survival.
The Coors Brewery has more than survived, it has thrived, growing from what seemed at the time like an awesome production level of 250,000 barrels of beer annually to nearly 75 times that today, and from a single product to dozens that fill as many market niches. Yet for all the growth and success, Bill Coors disdains taking much credit.
Sort of almost obsessed with hero worship. And we have to have our heroes. And we tend, I think, to disregard the people that make our heroes. I've had a lot of help. I've been in a very, very enviable, I think, position of somewhat being in the driver's seat. I sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable about getting prizes for myself when I'm just one of the team.